Anywho, let's get to it now. Presented by McDonald's. Who are you loving? I'm going to start with you, Matt Harmon.
Yeah. I'm going to go with T.O. Terrell Owens was not voted to the Hall of Fame by, you mentioned, curmudgeonly reporters. Very on topic there, which I think is just ridiculous. And I love that he's come
thank
out.
you. I thought you were going to – I thought you were saying T.O. I love that he didn't get
No,
in.
absolutely not. No, I love that he's come out afterwards and been classic T.O., taking shots at Chris Carter for begging his way into the Hall of Fame, for saying, I don't feel disappointed. I feel disrespected. As a young man that enjoys, actually people with personalities like Cam Newton, like Terrell Owens, not that they're the same, but, I just think it's ridiculous that he didn't get voted in, for one. He's one of the best receivers, objectively by any measure, to ever play. And the fact that, sports writers want to prove a point by keeping him out, I think it just shows what a broken process it is.
This need, and that's exactly what they're doing too, or at least that's their rationalization. I think they're backloaded with guys, and they have to get them in, and they can't put in a class. Maybe that's what they should just do, is say, you know what, we have a lot of guys that are waiting, and they're in queue, and we have to, well, this guy should go in before that guy can get in, kind of thinking. Maybe just one year they should say, we're putting 15 guys in because we have too many guys, and we have to clear the table a little bit for the upcoming group here. But T.O. is, by numbers and otherwise, at worst, the fourth best receiver of the Super Bowl era. I would have him at number 3 behind Randy Moss and Jerry Rice. It's absurd that it's really, the rationalization is about morality. Well, this guy was disruptive. He wasn't nice to us. This goes back to Ted Williams era kind of stuff, not winning the MVP in 1941 when he should have, when he had the, when he batted 406, because he wasn't nice to us. Hey, reporters, I'm no fan of Stephen A. Smith or Skip Bayless, but reporters always cite, well, because they make the story about themselves. They're always who else makes it about himself? T.O. T.O. was a me guy. T.O. was too much of a me guy. Hey, Cam Newton, we don't like it. Oh, it's always about me. It was never about the team. You know who's making it about me? You. Reporters. Exactly. He wasn't nice to me. I didn't like. He didn't answer my questions. Yeah. Oh, hey, and also he ruined every locker room he was ever in. He was disruptive. Was he? He left as a free agent. San Francisco tried to sign him. What are you talking about? He didn't ruin every locker room. He took the Philadelphia Eagles to a Super Bowl team that could never get to the Super Bowl. Then then plays one of the great performances. He's not a team guy. He goes out and plays in the Super Bowl.
And we have seen some of these writers or Hall of Fame voters come out and stand up for far worse character people to get in because, hey, it's just about what happened on the field. Yeah, but the guys that disrupted the media process.
That's exactly right.
God forbid.
The worst sin you can commit is to not be nice to us. We're
Don't you think part of it,
we already have so much to go through when we have to go to media day and those people dress up as clowns and they sully our serious-minded journalism.
Isn't it part, though, that it's not necessarily just the media? It is how he treated his teammates. It is how he treated, I guess, regular folks, too. I mean, all the prancing around and preening and all that. Look, he wasn't a great sport. I mean, forget it. You could throw the media part out of it. He wasn't a great sport, right?
He was funny.
Entertaining. But that right there is something that happens on the field. And so that is something that's on-field characteristics that writers are holding against him. Not necessarily that I agree. He's absolutely 100% Hall of Famer. It's just, but it's like you said, it's a very political process. There's a queue of guys, right? Mm-hmm. So I think some writers feel weird about putting Terrell in before T.O. in before somebody else. I think that's kind of where this whole process goes. Again, I don't necessarily agree with it, but it is more than the fact that he was mean to the media. I know it's easy to sit here and take shots, but, I mean, the bottom line was he was a horrible sport on the field.
He was that's fine. But you know what? They always say it must be confusing to be a pro athlete and hear the things that you hear are admired. Michael Jordan, he's the ultimate competitor. He wants to beat you no matter what it is. Yeah. If you're playing ping pong, Joe Montana never wanted to lose. Oh, he got really fiery if you tried to beat him. Oh, this is to be hailed, except that when T.O. behaves in that manner and cries about it, or Cam Newton is sad about it, somehow it's something to use as a knock against them. And this thing of first ballot status versus the Hall of Famer, you had 5 years, everybody, to figure this out. You don't need an extra year or an extra 5 years to think it through. Yeah. We need to mull it over a little bit more. Come on down from Mount Pius, everybody.
Right.
Do the right thing.